Good morning, everyone. It's Amy with Mama Bear Blue. Welcome. So we are going to be using the new Iron Orchid Designs molds. The cross mold is new. I love this. They finally came out with some crosses. Aren't those pretty?
Yeah, pretty.
And then also the bunny mold. And they have French words, so I'm just calling them the crosses and the bunnies. So they're easier to remember. And then with the bunnies comes a basket and this decorative egg. But we're going to be using some resin in them today. I've already pre-poured some. And then we're going to do some decoupage on. Look at that. That was with a napkin. Isn't that pretty?
That is so cute.
So we're going to be using some tissue paper and napkins, and that just, isn't that cute? So that was just one of the molds. Actually, this is clear resin, but we're going to be using white today. And then I decoupaged onto it with this napkin. So napkins make great decoupage paper. Or if you have some decoupage paper, you could use that too. And I think these can be made into magnets, but we're going to make them into plant spikes today for spring. So we're going to talk about how we can do that. One thing I do want to do is get some of the white tissue. So when you are using napkins to decoupage with, they come. Do you remember this? They come with. They come with two plies. Yeah. They come with actually usually 3 plies. So you have to wet. Sorry, I'm going to lick my thumb to do this. But if you do that and then pull, you've got one. But you think you're done, you're not. You really have another one on there, and sometimes it takes a minute to get that ply off. There it is. So I see it opening up, and then that's what always happens. It opens up a little, and then I can't get the rest of it on there. But there we go. So you really just need 1 ply. That makes the best decoupage paper because it's very, very thin. There we go.
Well, you had to show them how.
Yeah. So that would be what you would decoupage with if you're using the floral. But I really just would like to use that first ply we pulled out because it's just white. And we're going to stamp it and make our own decoupage paper.
Ooh.
So I did that. If you guys watched this last week, we have the pretty lace stamp we were using. Remember that?
Yes.
This lace that they just came out with. So last night I stamped some tissue paper in the lace. Mm-hmm. So it looks like that. And I used the color China Blue, the IOD ink called China Blue. With us as we go along. Oh, so that what I just showed you guys, the lace decoupage is this.
That's pretty.
Isn't that cute?
Yes. So
we took one of the resin cross molds and we put our own decoupage paper on it. And it, I don't know, kind of reminds me like a China, like a, that flow blue.
Yeah.
Really pretty. Okay. So I think what I'll do, Mom, is let's see, let's get you started on chocolate bunny. So I made a couple chocolate bunnies here, but I want to make a trio. So I do have 1 bunny left that I already poured because I poured 1 of each shape because they come in, the bunnies come in a little guy who's kind of crouched down. This is painted dark. They probably can't see it, but we'll hold them up in a minute. And then the one facing forward.
Oh,
don't they look like chocolate?
This. Yeah, they do.
I know. And then the one that's facing sideways. So if you want to go ahead and paint this one in a couple coats of layered chocolate.
Okay. And
the paint we're using is DIY paint. And they make one called layered chocolate, which is perfect. It kind of looks a little bit like dark chocolate.
It does, yeah.
So there is that for you in this. And last night it did take me a couple coats, and especially on the clear, and you will need to paint the back.
Yeah.
If you're careful, you can use the heat gun in between coats.
Not melt the bunny.
Don't melt the bunny. While Mom is getting going on making that 3rd chocolate bunny, I am going to go ahead and mix up some more molds. So, okay, let's talk about mixing up the casting resin. So I am wearing gloves because mainly if you're sensitive, for sure wear gloves. And if you need a mask, you can. It's not because I'm sensitive. I just don't like the feel of it on my skin when resin gets on my skin. So I am going to go ahead and mix up a couple images here, probably, or a couple molds, probably a couple more of the crosses, because I think we're going to have plenty of bunnies. when this is done.
Oh,
So
I was thinking, I did the back. Why does that look?
oh, shining up, yeah.
Oh,
Shining
gosh,
through the clear.
it's okay.
So yeah, you are going to see it through the
Did I
clear.
already do that?
The clear mold, the clear resin is, it takes about 24 to 36 hours to set up. So I don't use that too often unless I specifically need it to be clear for something. I prefer to use the white casting resin that sets up in 10 minutes. So when you do pour the resin, you just need equal parts A and B. So I use these little plastic cups from Dollar Tree, the little shot glass looking things. And I bought these on Amazon, and I can put the link in there later. Eric, I'll have to get on my Amazon to get the affiliate link for these. But they're the silicone, and they have a little pouring spout on them, which makes them nice. You can kind of squeeze it and get in the little nooks and crannies of your mold. And then I just let the resin harden up in this and turn it inside out, and it pops right out. So you don't, yeah, the cleaning is easy. So
do we need rags?
Yeah, or a couple wet rags would be great. So I'm going to eyeball this and put them side by side. You need equal parts so that they do set up correctly. And just a little more of this one. I'm going to actually move this napkin. I peeled that napkin and then to stamp with, but I forgot we need to do the resin first. Thank you. Yeah. So I'm going to pour this together into the silicone cup at the same time. Make sure they both get in there. And then it starts working right away. So we want to start stirring it, and it stirs for about 30 seconds. It starts out very cloudy, like that. And then after about 30 seconds or so, it starts to clear. And when it starts to clear is when it's ready to pour into the mold. All right, I think we're about ready to go here. Let's see which one I want to do. I haven't done this long one yet. I think I'll try to do that one. Let's see.
Have you done that one too?
Yeah, that one's sitting over there.
Oh, I see, yeah.
All right, so. You want to work fairly quickly because it does start to set up. So I'm going to pour it, and it will kind of just flow into all the nooks and crannies. But if you happen to see that there's a part maybe it didn't reach, you can use a toothpick or something and work it into the little crevices of the. So there's a lot of detail in these molds, but I think that one looks good. And I'm going to do this one as well. It looks good. Wow, I have a lot of extra. Wonder if I can actually make this one. I think I'm going to have enough to do all three. And some more. I haven't done this little element yet. We'll do that. Now I can tell that it's about reached its limit because it starts to pour really slowly out of the thing. So I know that it's getting to where it's pretty as good as it's probably going to get. Yeah. So, okay. That went farther than I thought it would. Good. So like I said, you can set your silicone cup aside, and then tomorrow it'll be white and set up, and you can just turn it inside out, get that out of there. That is all we'll do with that resin today. And if you watch as over the next 5 minutes or so, these will start to turn white. And in about 10 minutes, they are ready to demold, which I'll show you guys. What I want to do with the stamp, I'm going to carefully move this aside as it's setting up. I want to show you guys how to make your own decoupage paper. So, okay, and you can see the link. Perfect. So, Folk Story. I think this is the name of this. Yes, I love the stamp. I know Sandy has used it a lot too. It's one of my favorites.
Pretty.
So this is not from the new release, but this is one of IOD's earlier stamps. And I want to try to just show you guys how you can make your own decoupage paper with IOD ink. And we're going to do something a little different. I haven't done in a long time. Let's make our own color.
Oh.
So we're going to use tomato, which is the red, and mixing white, and we're going to make a pink. And IOD does make, and I think, Eric, if you want to check and see if we have these listed, they're the empty Decor ink bottles, the empty bottles, so you can mix your own colors and then keep them stored in an ink bottle. Now, I haven't done this, so we're going to see. I haven't mixed this color, so we're going to kind of hope for the best here. Okay, so I'm going to put about, I don't know, I'm going to start with just a squeeze of white. I know the red is pretty strong, and I definitely want this to show up as a pink. I believe the casting resin, the white online is $24.95, I believe. I try to keep it really comparable with Amazon. All right. I'm going to shake this up and look at it, and then
I don't think I want to use the hair because
is it getting a little melty?
Soft.
So it won't take it long to harden back up. That's fine. I think I'm going to need one of these little sticks actually to get that mixed up in there. Yep. I'm going to need a little more ink than that. I don't think that'll ever come out of the bottle. It's a tiny bit in the bottom. Okay. Probably more white, and then we'll be ready to go. And what I'll do is use one of the ink pads from IOD that are blank. And if you don't want to use the white tissue that comes as a liner on the napkins, you don't have to do that. You can use your own actual tissue paper that you buy at the store. That would be fine. Yep, that's it. I'm adding a lot more white because I want this to be a softer pink than what's happening here. Set this aside a second. Get the bunny mold out of the way, and I'm going to need a new piece of tissue because look what I did. It's okay. I have a lot of napkins I can use, believe me.
Here's your.
Thank you. So this is a fresh one, and once you ink up a pad with ink, it has to stay that color. So, yeah, Sandy, I know. It's one of my favorites. So cute. Okay. Okay, instead of being gross and licking my fingers, I'm going to use a baby wipe. You know,
you
that
could have
feeling
hit
at the vet when you're in the produce section and you really want to lick your finger, but
you wait till the water comes on and get your hands.
Yeah. Yeah, there we go. So that's the piece of white that I want. Okay, this is a really pretty soft rose. See that?
Oh, yeah.
So I'll be able to show you guys once I get this stamped. All right. Is this the lid to that one? When you buy the empty bottles, where's my little bag of trio of empty bottles? Here we go. They come with the nozzles. So I'm like, how am I going to pour that on the ink pad? the nozzles are in with it. So these are ready to demold. Process already. Okay, let's get this inked up.
Oh, that's pretty.
Isn't that a pretty color? Yeah. So again, that was just a mix of tomato and mixing white. If you're ever in my shop and shopping and you're looking for the white, make sure you don't grab the erasable white.
Oh my gosh.
Because that's erasable. You want to definitely get mixing white. And so when you ink your ink pad up for the first time, really give it a good soak and use the nozzle at the same time to push it into the foam. I love this. It reminds me of the cottage color, milk paint color. I think it's called Rose Trellis or Veranda in the cottage colors.
Do you want me to get those out of there?
I can get it. No, it won't hurt. It won't hurt them to stay in. So going to set that aside. Sure, Becky. So let's demold these. Well, let's test. No. So you can test by just bending an edge, and if it doesn't pop out right away, you know you might need to give it a few more minutes. So we'll not rush that. And then we'll work on getting some of these decoupaged and put onto our plant, our hanger.
Yeah.
Our hangers to make the plant sticks. All right. I've used this before, so when I already did the sanding back and forth, how you prime your stamp for the first time you use it, but I've used this before, so we don't need to worry about that. All right, so we have our tissue down. We'll lay that down and not shift. And you don't want to oversaturate your, oh my goodness. It's so
It looks so pretty, yes.
You don't want to oh gosh.
Oh my mercy.
That turned out way better than I even planned, guys.
Well, how,
okay.
How do you remember, though, you're mixing how much you...
That was totally an eyeball thing. Honestly, I have way more white because this is so strong.
Yeah.
So really, you just have to do it till it looks like what you want it to look like.
Yeah.
But wow. Okay, guys. I'm loving that. Yes, love that color. Okay, that is going to be beautiful on something for spring. When you use an image like this that has like bigger things like those birds, and you want to decoupage something small, you're just not going to get the full effect. I mean, I guess I could use some areas of this where it's really
like it's
where it's little. We might do that. It's like, I'm going to let you do this little one. Is that good?
That's good.
Once you get
yeah.
And I'm going to tear out a little section of this so you can decoupage onto the cross. I need him just to eyeball how much you're going to need here. It's going to be a lot extra, but it's okay. You can just... So what I do is I get a little artist brush, like, you know, any artist brush like that. We're going to need just a little bit of water, just a little cup of water, Mom.
Okay.
Because we're going to wet our paintbrush and just go around the edge of this, and it will help to cut the paper where it needs to be, so she can decoupage that on there. Let me grab another artist brush. It's okay.
You're going to have to...
Yeah, if you wet this and just go around, like set your cross on it, right?
That's the back, isn't it?
It doesn't matter, just for size right now.
Oh, okay.
And then give yourself plenty of room outside of...
Oh, that's right. It's coming back.
Then it's going to be easier for you to tear it if it has a little
too much
moist line.
Yeah.
Yes, okay. It's more pink on that side.
Yeah.
So then we take our DIY liquid patina, which is my favorite decoupage medium. We use our little artist brush. I'm going to put it onto the cross first because it's like gluing it on. So I want to get a good amount. Go ahead. You're going to need to get a good amount on there. You probably, yours is flat without a lot of little detail, so you probably don't need quite as much, but I'm trying to make sure I have patina down in all of it. Then I'm going to just start at I keep confusing myself on which side was my stamp side. I think it's this one. It's really hard to tell because it's so fine. Okay, we're going to go with it.
Okay.
I'm going to lay it on top. And just start at one side or at the top and work your
Now
way
I'm
down.
confused.
It's
No,
hard
I
to
think
tell,
it's,
isn't
I think
it?
it's this side.
Okay. All right. So then I'm going to start at the top and use my brush with a little bit of patina on the brush to like tap the paper down into all the detail. Or for you, it's just be putting it straight on there, Mom.
Yeah.
But you want to be a little bit soft-handed, delicate, because you don't want to rip your tissue because it is very fine, especially if you're using the ply, one of the plies from the napkins.
Uh-oh. You hate it when I say that.
What happened?
I don't look.
You're okay. No, that's okay. Don't worry about your sides.
Okay.
You always get real upset about
It's not
the little
perfect.
things.
Yeah.
So we're putting the seal coat on at the same time we're using the brush to make sure it's really sitting down into the detail. This looks, I'm happy with this because I just wasn't sure with this size of image on that paper how it would look on this little cross. I'm loving it.
So good.
And you could do this, and you don't have to make just the plant sticks or magnets. You could make, you could glue this to, like last week we painted one of these. I never finished the second one you painted, Mom.
Oh.
But you could definitely glue it to this, or stamp this first and glue that mold on. Use transfers with it, make a little mixed media piece.
Because you have so many different stamps.
I know. Yeah, you could make so many. And sometimes, sometimes you can stamp directly on a surface, but there's no way you could stamp onto one of these molds with this much detail because it just wouldn't get down in it.
Right.
So the way to do that, to get that kind of image on these, is decoupage. So then you can kind of work the excess off because it's getting wet with the patina and it's kind of just falling off. Or you can carefully tear. You just don't want to tear so far that it pulls it off the top. All right, so all my extra is off. And I'm going to go back in with just a little more carefully and make sure everything is sealed down well, even onto the sides. Okay, guys, I'll show you this.
Whoops.
I'm pretty happy with that. I think that's adorable. Things. So let's demold these other crosses and get that. And then we'll show you guys how we got these on the metal. These are definitely ready. They're popping right out. I'd usually just turn it over and roll it up. Yeah, that went a lot farther than I expected, which is good. There you go.
Now you have more already ready.
I know. This is the one that I have not done yet. That's really pretty. And you can even make a collection of them. Or you could do that with the 3 bunnies in a really pretty pink and blue or green, springy green with folk story stamp. And make a little trio picture of the 3 bunnies, decoupaged bunnies. So here are our molds. This was just a little soft, but not too bad. It'll set up pretty quick. Love those. So glad they came out with that. Okay, so what we did, we took a hanger and we did this a couple summers ago. Do you remember when we made the bugs? The gold bugs? I still have them in my plants.
I don't know what happened.
You take some wire cutters, and I'm hoping these will be strong enough. These are little. You just kind of work it back and forth. Actually, it probably helps if I take the ink right there. Whoop, there's that one. And so you can get at least 2 sticks from a hanger. And then I'll show you what we need to do to the top to give it enough surface area to glue on what we want to glue. Can you give me one of the bunnies that has been dried a while? So these are our chocolate bunnies. I don't know if they're not really chocolate. They're bunny painted in layered chocolate by DIY Paint, but they sure do look like you could eat them. Give me the tall guy. Yep. Okay. So at the top, this one already has a little curl for a little more surface area, but I do make sure that if it doesn't, you need to make a little curl with some like needle nose pliers, just so it has a little more surface area to glue with. And okay. What I do is use, and I think our glue gun's already going. Can you hand me the E6000 and the glue gun? Thank you. So I like to use E6000 with the hot glue because the E6000, of course, gives me the longer hold. I put a line of the E6000, it gives it the long-term hold, and then the hot glue gives it the immediate hold, so you can still be working with it if you need to. You don't need to on these guys, but let's use this one. And that hot glue dries fast, so I can't be dilly-dallying on this. There we go. Smear that around a bit. Okay. So then you can see I've got a little bit of extra surface area up there to hold that on, and then down the line of the stick. And then I know it's still a little early, but that will be fine as a either sticking in out of an Easter basket or in a plant.
You wouldn't want
spring.
A little kid to eat it.
No, it's not a lollipop. It's not a chocolate lollipop. Do this one real quick.
Dry, yeah.
And I didn't, I may still go back in with some clear wax or sealer, just even this matte sealer on these. We didn't. These are just 2 coats of paint, but you can seal with the Decoupage medium as well. In fact, I got a little on there, so I probably will be doing that. I have the, hopefully this hot glue is still good. It's the cordless kind, so after a while, that's how you have to do. Hi, Bruno. Are you ready to be done, buddy? Are you ready? And if you wanted to, you could paint the little stick. These are just silver, which is fine, but you could paint them a color or use the gold to paint them gold. That'd be pretty.
Whoa.
Oops.
Sorry about that.
So there's that one. So we may put some sealer on that later on. This guy's going to need it too. Do you want to do him? Is he dry?
It's not. This isn't dry.
Yeah, do you want it? This one is plenty dry.
Yeah.
Here is the E6000. Let's put this back on the base for just, well, you'll probably be able to use that one, and then we need it to go on the base. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and do this cross. But I might get the heat gun from you, Mom. Okay. Tiny bit of speck of something got on there. Is that better not be brown paint?
I didn't do it.
I'm going to have to take a tiny bit of pink ink and cover that. I don't know what I got on there. It's like a piece of a speck, just a speck of brown. You can't have that on there.
Okay.
I use this brush to do it too. That's better. Got it.
So hot glue it on top of that?
You can put down the side just so it has some immediate hold, but it's not 100% necessary to do that, but maybe I'll do this guy because he is dry. Let this pink one sit a minute. I have to go through our closet and pull out all the hangers that are like this. I usually switch to plastic hangers.
Yeah, I do too.
The dry cleaners always sends them on these wire ones. Dana, Type Bond Quick and Thick is my favorite for molds. We use that too, Dana. Yep, I've got that too. You know what, E6000, I like it, but what I was getting ready to say that I don't like about it is it hardens up so fast. Like if you buy a big tube of it, it's so hard you can't even use it anymore. So we buy the tiny ones, but we do. Type Bond Quick and Thick was always my go-to. We still have it. I have some Gorilla Glue too, but okay. I think the hot glue's ready, Mom, or not? We've not had enough time. You just put it back on, didn't you?
Yeah, but I was able to use it, so it
okay.
was probably good.
And if you are just one of those people, I kind of am like this a little bit. I used to be really bad about it. I don't like the way the back looks if it's not finished. You could put some cut some pretty fabric or something to cover that strip.
Could you paint it?
Yeah, you could paint it for sure. But if you had a cute little piece of ribbon and you want to just put the ribbon down the back to cover that.
Yeah.
That was the one with the lace stamp and China blue ink. Set that one aside. And then I probably just need to wait on this, you think?
I feel like
brushing it.
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll let the pink ones dry. I don't think we ever showed yours.
Oh.
And we'll get the sticks on those. But I love this. I'm glad we decided to go ahead with Folk Story on the crosses.
Yeah.
That's adorable. Love it. Okay. So we got our chocolate bunnies. We got the crosses with our homemade decoupage paper. So hopefully you guys can, and also mixing up your own inks. That's fun. So yeah, endless possibilities really with all these stamps. And did I show a close up of that one? I think I did. Or yeah, just by itself.
Yeah.
And then we have the one I did last night with just the decoupaged napkin.
So these guys have to finish drying.
Yes. Yeah. And then I might make some of these that I did here. I'll probably make some more. I might mix up like a light green because you can take the color grass. So they make new grass. It's the green from IOD. So if you could lighten this up with some mixing white, make a really pretty like sagey green.
Yeah.
And make some more decoupage papers. And then you can have some, we might do the crosses in that. Maybe in lace or Folk Story or another stamp. I don't know. You could also use an inlay on that crosses. You're right, Joellen. That's a good idea. Maybe I'll try that with one of these, one of the IOD paint inlays, because you could just paint it white and then put the inlay, a little inlay piece. That'd be a great way to use up your scrap pieces of inlay too. So thank you for joining us today, guys. If you are watching on the replay, let us know. If you have any questions, let us know. If you guys are interested, if you're local and want to go on that class mailing list, be sure to message me and we'll get you added to that. And I think that's it. So we will see you guys next week. Watch for the schedule. Bye.